Hello and welcome to my first Greek video from Houghton, New York, where I'm now working at Houghton College. Sorry these have been a little off and on these last 2 weeks. Next week, I hope on Monday that they'll be more regular. But we're going to finish out this week with 1 John 4:15. See if you can translate this. And here's my translation. Whoever should confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God in him remains, and he himself in God. Okay, we've had a number of statements like this in 1 John. Whoever loves is in God. Whoever believes that Jesus has come in the flesh. And here it is whoever confesses that Jesus is the Son of God, which is to say he's the King, he's the Messiah. And that implies that God is in that person and that person is in God, which is a little bit mysterious and mystical, but it is this is John's way of talking and thinking. So let's break down that translation in a little more detail. So this is whoever. This is called a condition, as I'll show on the next slide, a conditional relative construction. The relative is host, that's the relative pronoun, right? And on is condition, right? It's the if. So when you put them together, it goes from just being who to being whoever. Hosa, on. Can also, hos on can do the same thing. But this is hos on. Because of the on, subjunctive is coming. Subjunctive is coming. And indeed, this is a subjunctive. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's all the next slide. But whoever should confess that Jesus is the Son of God. God in him remains, and he himself remains in God. The remains is implied. That way we save space, right? Makes less use of the papyrus. When autos is in the nominative case, it intensifies the subject, and the subject is God, or the he of mene. So he himself remains in God. Okay, grammar. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have this on I can do it quickly enough. Well, it was quick for you, at least. It took me a little longer. I had to freeze time. Okay, so I already mentioned that this is a conditional relative construction. The host is the relative part, and the on is the conditional part. So it's not just who, it's whoever. It's a little uncertain, isn't it? It's not, that's the guy who hit me. It's whoever hit me. It's less uncertain. It's less certain. And so with the on, we know subjunctive is coming. Subjunctive is coming. And we're not disappointed with homologese. Now the eta with a iota subscript is a fried version of oase. So in the indicative, it would be epsilon iota for a. But when you fry it, you lengthen it in the subjunctive. The epsilon becomes an eta, and the iota hangs on for dear life. So this is an indication here of the subjunctive. Of course, if you've studied Greek, you know that that particular form is ambiguous because there are other forms that look like this as well. But I knew it was subjunctive, and you can kind of develop a feel for these things. Now, a sigma in the indicative indicates future, but in the subjunctive it indicates aorist. So this is an aorist because of the sigma, active because of the ending, subjunctive because of the ending, or technically the connecting vowel, third singular, oase, and it's from homologeo. The epsilon of a contract verb, when you add a tense suffix like this aorist tense suffix, when you do that, it lengthens. So that's why this is an eta before the sigma. Okay, what does hoti indicate when it is translated that? It's a noun clause. What are they confessing? They're confessing that Jesus is the Son of God. All of that functions as the direct object. Not a lot of interesting grammar here in the last bit. Mene is a present active indicative third singular for meno. Pretty easy, hopefully. Autos, what kind of a pronoun is it, or use of the pronoun? That's right, it's intensive. Okay, so we're now ready to pronounce it. Can you pronounce this? Here's my shot. Hos ean homologese, hoti Jesus estin ho quios tu theou, ho theos en auto mene kai autos en to theo. Okay, now let me try to say it at normal speed. Hos ean homologese, hoti Jesus estin ho theos tu theou, ho theos en auto mene kai autos en to theo. All right. Well, we kind of made it through the week. 3 out of 5 this week. 4 out of 5 last week. 3 out of 5 this week. Let's go for 5 out of 5 next week. Although, frankly, I'll be in California. Taking my daughter to Pepperdine to go to college. So, but Lord willing, I will be able to do this from California. So we'll see you as we will get through, Lord willing, we will get through 1 John in Greek.